It's a rolling start, lights go out, and here we go down towards turn 1 for the first time. Looks like once again a good start coming out of Miller. Miller and Reynolds were side by side heading towards turn 1, but as they come out of turn 2 now, let's see who's going to be at the front end of this battle. Remember, there's 18 cars here in classes D and E, and look at the gap already being pulled by Miller. Miller pulling away there slightly from the 514. Cooper's Bowman's made up one place. Coming through there is the greenhouse machine. Car 31, as always, a very, very competitive man is Nicholas Hapst. And he's now looking to try and sneak to the front end as quickly as possible. Proper stage, a little bit of pressure coming there from Economides. And, in the background, bit of out of the shape there for Craig Hapst. He puts it onto the black stuff in the Victron energy machine. So Miller from Cooper's Boma, Reynolds and Economides. Economides just squeezing through there for what is now 4th place ahead of Nicholas Hapst. Parked on the sideline there. Definitely a car that is out of the running here for the first heat. That's Leonard Archer who's parked on the sideline. Whoa, onto the dirt goes the 31. Don't want to be out there. That's definitely not what you want to be doing there, Nick. Class C at this point. This is the lead of Class C. Dewald Smith at this stage hanging on. And looks like he might be the man to beat here today, but he's got Ari right on his tail. Actually, 328i. And fighting hard. Now as they come onto the back straight once again. The greenhouse machine making its way up one position. That's your leader, Reinhard Miller, doing it all right. 514 Cooper's Boma. Almost Gulf Racing style-esque colours there on his BMW. And another inside defensive line coming out of Hapst to keep out Reynolds. Okay, so Dave Rees has definitely moved into Class D. Apologies on that one. So the cool thing about this category, of course, is it works on time-based classes. So if you break out of your allotted times, you move up no matter what car you're in. No one is going to catch Reinhard Miller. In fact, Reinhard Miller at this point in time, Paulie, I'm not quite sure what the breakout time is for Class D, but he must be pretty close to it with the kind of time. No, he can't be. Miller, though, doing a superb job. Change up here for the lead for Class E, though. Yes, there you go. It is Ari van Heerden now, ahead of the 130 of Dewald Smith. Oh, here's a move. Hapst has closed that gap down pretty rapidly. Gets it a bit sideways out of 5, trying to get through on the inside of Cooper's Boma. And the Pepper Shield BMW just keeps him out for now, but he runs also a little bit wide. Gets the wheels stepping out there and putting some black lines down. Here comes Hapst looking for a way through. Has he got the inside line? Has he got what it takes on the brakes? He has. He squeezed him out. And the Pepper Shield BMW. Oh, and they're both sideways out of turn 8. Economides in second place. Running in those Fina BMW colours. Very famous racing colours in BMW from German touring car days. There is the leader of Class C now crossing the line. So nice run there from the 88 machine. Ari van Heerden, of course, in the 325i. First National Batteries and VTech Motorsport are his sponsors, and he's doing them a load of good at the front end of Class E. Arguably one of the biggest growing classes in this country is the BMW M Performance Racing Series. Hence the reason for them splitting the classes, because they're so big in numbers. Has he timed this to perfection to get to the front and beat Reinhard Miller? We'll wait and see. As they come onto the braking point, turn in with a lap to go. One more for Miller, one more for Economides. Can he find a way past? Shot here as they come onto braking. Oh, Economides diving through. Wow, that was easily done actually. Door opened up wide there from Reinhard Miller, and Economides said, I'll have that, thank you. Takes the lead into turn 2 and now tries to hang on to it. Miller going to go around his outside onto the back straight away. He does that. And has he got the drive to get through? He has. So Miller must have made some kind of mistake in turn 2. But it allowed Economides through, but Economides is not over yet. He's not done yet as he gets towards turn 5. Past the AMG Driving Academy. Late braking from Economides. He's on the inside line. He's out of shape. Oh, trying too hard there. George Economides puts the back end out. So it's Miller for the win. Class D winner for race 1. Reinhard Miller takes it. Reynolds comes through there just behind them in second place, and Boma just hangs on to keep out Nick Herbst. He has got Dewald just behind him, but it's too far behind, I think, for Smith to do any damage to the man out front. So Dewald Smith will have to settle for second place. Ari van Heerden is going to take the win. And that means Karin Nienhaber is going to get third place in Class E for race 1.
Alright, so race 1 went well. Successful results. Came in first. Barely, I believe the gentleman's name was George. He was reeling me in with a big passion. So second to last corner, he lost the car unfortunately under braking, but a hell of an effort. He was reeling me in, as I said, very quickly. Epic race at the end of the day, and it's all thanks to our sponsors and my sponsors as well, Amtech Racing Fuels and Hydro Transport. So just want to thank them as well. But yeah, epic weekend ahead, I hope, and hopefully a same result in race 2.
Very fortunate to get the first place. Just want to thank my competitors. Always good to race with them, for behaving. And also then just a big thanks to the sponsors for the BMW race series and then my own sponsors, First National Batteries and VTech Motorsport. I hope with Heat 2 everything's going to go as smooth, and I hope we're going to all have fun like we always.
So, guys, I just wanted to say from the BMW M Performance Parts Race Series and our associated sponsors, a very big thank you to everybody at the track today and the guys that are not at the track who donated in cash and in kind. We really, our hearts have melted with the support and with everything that you guys have done for us. And we will make sure that these blankets go to a good home. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of warm bodies during this very cold winter. So once again, thank you very much and God bless.
The lights are about to go out. We're going to go racing. Here we go. Down towards turn 1. And the whole shot looks like it might be hung on there by our lead car, Leon Lopesha. We'll watch Sav Guteri getting that car to as maximum grip on those Dunlops as possible as they come down in towards turn 2. Macros putting the pressure onto the German. Andreas Mayer soaks it up for now. Trying to stay there with the hard charge from Lyle Ramsey. Remember that touring car, BMW, that Andreas Mayer's in, the E36, is a naturally aspirated car. He's got 2 turbo cars around him. So he's fighting with the turbos at the moment. Andreas Mayer going defensive to try and keep out Nick Macros. Macros slides up his inside though. Nick Macros nearly made that one stick. Just couldn't quite get the nose in. Into that back straightaway now. Oh, already a gap opening up between the top 3. Almost equidistant between those top 3. Jaco Storm leading out Class C at this stage. That's the red car. He's in the Truewood Furniture BMW. Still no change up here between these guys. Oh, there is. Macros is through. Macros has found a way through there on the German, and Andreas Mayer drops down 1 place. So Mayer now with a huge amount of work to do to get back at... Oh, and speaking of work to do, there's some clean-up work at turn 2. 94, Hein van der Merwe, out of shape, onto the track again. Just gets on, but loses about 4 or 5 positions there, does van der Merwe. Lorenzo Gauteng now trying to pull away from Smith and Ramsey. He's not going to have the pace to catch the E92s, but 4th place is still very much up for grabs there. And remember, that'll be for Class B's win. So Lorenzo leads out Class B ahead of Smith and Ramsey. Lopesha's the man to beat on the back straightaway. Iron Camera from Bob Neal, the Delmont mining man. Just hasn't got the pace there to catch William Iron Camera. Iron Camera doing a magic job there in the BTAS machine. Watching for some changes there in Class C. No, still the Truewood car, but the 27 machine has moved up nicely into 2nd. So Hilligen up to 2nd place in Class C behind Jaco Storm. Down the hill. Gap has closed up here. We've got to change up slightly in the proceedings as Lyle Ramsey's dropped down to 4th in Class B's battle. It's 7th overall then on track for him ahead of Andreas Mayer. Macros getting away from these 2 now. Oh, here we go. It's on between 2nd and 3rd place. Iron Camera now starting to feel the pressure as Bob Neal applies that pressure big time. Looking into turn 8. Does he go? Yes, he does. Has a look, but no, Iron Camera shuts the door. And he is very close now. Bob Neal wants 2nd place. They're not going to catch Leon Lopesha, but 2nd place will certainly be a great consolation prize, particularly after the battle that these 2 have had so far. And Anton Pommersheim parking on the inside of the circuit. Class C still in the hands of the Truewood car. That Truewood Furniture's BMW 330Ci doing an amazing job in the hands of Jaco Storm. Here we go, 2 to go for these guys. Smith applying pressure onto the back end of Gauteng. Ramsey reapplies some pressure onto the back end of Macris. Having a look, no, Macris sees him coming, just places the car with just enough room there to get through for him, but not enough room for Ramsey to dive up the inside. If Ramsey wanted to go on the inside, he would have had to put wheels on the dirt. And they come down into turn 8. Smith has another look. Coming up on some contenders in that mid-pack of Class C as well. That's Cochrane's car just up the road. Very easy to spot. The lime green, white and black, I should say, of his car. But checkered flag is out, and Lopesha's got it by a country mile. Leon Lopesha wins out on a 102.815, his fastest lap of the race. A fantastic lap there from him. He might be coming to the line now. Here comes the lead for Class B, though. We're going to follow them to the line as Lorenzo Gauteng has hung on, survived all the pressure being applied. By the looks of things, by Nick Macris. Yeah, Renier Smith made a massive mistake. Macris in second. The German is third, ahead of Lyle Ramsey, and Renier Smith down in 5th for Class B. So this is Class C's win, going to the Truewood Furniture BMW. And a great run there from him.
Yeah, it was a very good race. The car sorted. I think that's the most important thing. The car's right and everything was good. I was in front, so it's not that difficult if you don't have to pass people all the time. So I just tried to keep it there. I'm happy with the car and I'm happy with everything else. It was a lekker race. Thanks very much.
So I had a very good race one. Started third on the grid. Managed to get to first on lap 1 to get the moves done. From there it was all about managing the tyres. We had very old tyres on the back of the car, so we were always fighting for grip throughout the whole thing. But I had a great battle with Renier. We had a lot of fun, lots of diving, blocking. It was really good. It was really fun. I just want to say thank you to Team Savspeed and to Kimber Coffee, to all the guys and all my friends and family for the support. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Difficult race 1 in Class C. We had 8 drivers within the same second in qualifying. I got the second fastest qualifying, so fortunate for me, Hein van der Merwe went off slightly and I actually overtook him. So I was fortunate enough to pass him and actually win the race. Very difficult race. I think the temperatures have increased from this morning, and obviously you need to set up and adjust your tyres accordingly so that obviously you have a good race.
Yeah, so hi Reinhard, very happy to be here on the day. I must admit it's a hell of a lot warmer now than it was at 7 o'clock this morning at 1.5 degrees. Driving in was really interesting. It's great to be out in my E30 again. Super slippery in the first session, but that's the way E30s like it, going sideways. Really happy with the growth of the series. So I was chatting to Bernard earlier and he was saying that at 45 entries today we're actually below our average for the year, which has been 49. So I think tremendous growth in the series. It's great to see the guys from the Cape up here. I really think the BMW M Performance Parts Race Series is on a growth format, and if we continue with this, it'll be really interesting to see what happens next year. But very happy with what I've seen so far today. Our CEO Peter van Binsbergen was here today. He watched race 1 and 2. Super excited together with his kids. Very happy overall from BMW.
As we come under starters orders, the lights are on. A couple of guys just dragging in the wayside there. That's going to catch a couple of drivers out on the start. They weren't completely up close and personal like they should be, and Kobus Boma has lost out there an opportunity to run with those top 2. Hopefully it won't hinder him too badly. He really makes up some ground under braking there in the Pepper Shield BMW. Looks like he might have already done that, but it's Economides who definitely leads into turn 4. Herbst on his tail, Boma followed by an attack on the inside there coming from Reinhard Miller. Miller trying to get through and sort things out right from the word go. Inside line there from Herbst as well. And back onto the dirt as he did in the first heat. Almost the exact same mistake, and this time he has to catch the car twice as they complete this first lap in anger. Reynolds now trying to find a way through there on Kobus Boma. And looks like Camilla wants some of that as well. Race 1 winner, looking for possibly 4th place under braking if he follows Neil Reynolds through in the Valve Hospital car. He's got the inside line on the Pepper Shield BMW, but is it enough to squeeze through? No, not yet. So it looks like, yeah, there's a move on the inside. 4th place up for grabs and seals it. Reinhard Miller dives through on Cobus Boma. Harry van Heerden, has he got to the lead of Class C? Looks like he might have. Yes, he has. He's ahead of Dewald Smith and Cara Nino with the last car on track on 111. She, of course, piloting her E33 1.8 high. Top 3 getting away. Miller's got to try and close them down. He was stuck behind Boma for too long. It might be costly for him. Let's see what his pace is like. Now that he's got a bit of clean air. Reynolds closing things down here big time on Herbst as they come out of turn 2. So it's Wealth Avenue versus the Greenhouse. The Greenhouse versus the Valve Hospital. Those are the first 3 cars on track. Magic run once again from Harry van Heerden. VTech Motorsport and First National E3325i. Miller's closed the gap down. He's a lot closer this time than what he has been onto the back end of Neil Reynolds. It's still about 2 odd seconds though. Matty Wadley coming out of the final corner. Looks like just behind that is Tian Snell and then Zahir Sadat. Trevor Long in there too, the roof surgeon car. Not having an answer there to Reinhard Miller. Miller certainly's got an answer to these front 3 because he's now only about 2 car lengths back off Neil Reynolds in 3rd. Haps under pressure. Reynolds looking to get by. He knows that Miller's coming. Here comes Miller on the inside. He had a look, but he didn't quite get up the inside there to make it stick. That's why. This is the lead group about to catch her. Economides is controlling things there from the lead though. He's got about a 1.3 second gap over Nicholas Hapst. This pack also starting to heat up ever so slightly there. Hey Joe Transport, of course, is one of his big sponsors. He looks on the inside. Not quite there. He's definitely looking dangerous though. It could be into turn 1. Miller gets good drive and slots up to 3rd place. Good drive there from Reinhard Miller. Just getting through there and finding a way past eventually on Neil Reynolds. Now, can he do anything about Nicholas Hapst up the road? Gap between the first 5 have opened up. Almost equidistant between those first 5 cars. Reinhard Miller quickest again. It's down to a 12.3 as his fastest lap. A 12.4 from him on the last pass keeps him at the fastest of that front bunch. And he's now rapidly closing that gap down between himself, Hapst and Economides. So they got 1 to go. Can Miller do anything about Hapst as they go into turn 1? Cobus Boma, we were looking anxiously up the road as saying, listen, if you guys get it all wrong, I will gladly take 2nd place away from you. I don't know if he's got enough. Oh, Economides runs wide slightly there on the last attempt at turn 5. And he just gathers it. Brings it back on track and heads down towards the checkered flag. About 800 meters to go. Onto the brakes. 2nd win for BMW M Performance Racing Series classes D and E. In D, it's Economides. Now as he heads down the hill for the last time. Just good clean braking. Nice little gear change. And to the line for the win in Class E. Double win there for him.
Yeah, so it was an eventful day for us. It's been quite a challenge to get this car ready. We decided to make it a Class D car, 330, and the car was finally finished yesterday. We practiced, the car held up, we qualified, I think we qualified 5th, came up in Heat 1 to take the lead, and I outbraked myself. It was a bit of a challenge, so maybe it's age setting in. Heat 2, I fortunately started on pole. The grid is inverted, and yeah, it was just a doddle. The car didn't miss a beat. It was phenomenal, and yeah, we had a fantastic day. So thanks to BMW Performance and all the sponsors and Reynard and Bernard and everybody involved to running such a fantastic series. Thank you.
It was another nice day of racing at Zwartkops. Very well organized. Thanks a lot for the guys from the BMW Challenge Club, Bernard, Varesh and all the other guys involved. It was a nice close race between me and Ari all the way. And thank you very much for a nice day at Zwartkops.
Good morning, it's Joanne from Dunlop Tyres. I'm so excited to be back at Zwartkops today after a very, very chilly start this morning. We got to watch the 2 BMW races that took place this morning. It was very, very exciting. We're currently on a lunch break and our race 2 is about to start and cannot wait to go and see how it unfolds. Wishing them all the best.
Has somebody got an answer to Leon Loubser? Let's see whether William Uncomer can do anything about him in this second heat of M Performance Parts Racing Series BMWs. Inside line, looks like Uncomer might have got the whole shot. Leon Loubser went into second place there. Watching for the Class C battle as well, and the Bs. They're all going to be fighting hard for honours at the front end. Already some pressure from Nick Macris getting onto the inside curb there, trying to find a way through there on the German. Oh, Gauteng's got a problem. Is that Sav or was it Lorenzo that pulled to the sideline? I would say possibly Sav. Sav had some issues in the first heat, so we'll keep an eye on that as they come through there. I'm just trying to pick up. It might be Lorenzo, in fact. Yeah, it could be Lorenzo who's got problems. Lorenzo Gauteng pulling to the sideline in turn 3. And the man who was at the top end of Class B in race 1 has now pulled off onto the side of the circuit. Ramsey pulling away at this stage in the lead of Class B. So, and a spinner at the top of the hill. 82 out of shape there was Varish Ganpath. Okay, so just getting information there from Paul, my producer, saying Jaco Storm is actually now in Class B. So he won't be the front end of Class C. He's actually up to into Class B now after breaking out of the allotted times that are allocated to each of the categories. So Storm up to Class B. First time in Class B. Doesn't lose his points from Class C. Takes them with him, of course. Ilijan is right there with Fedetto, so some battles to be sorted out in that Class C. Right at the front though, looks like a bit of a change up here. Looking for the inside line is our race 1 winner, Leon Loubser. Nick Fisher trying to hang on for the win here for Class C and just bringing himself back into contention in the number 1 car. There he is. So up into turn 5, past the rival stable there. And now trying to hang on for the win. Behind him, they're lining up. Smith's coming along with Nick Macris. Joining them will be Andreas Meyer if he can. Meyer now with a big flame out of the side of that car. Big fight on here as well at the front. Oh, Uncomer slamming the door in Leon Loubser's face. Not going to give Loubser any room to play here. He holds the line up the hill, doesn't even worry about coming across to block any attempt to get through there from Leon Loubser. He's confident in his car. Here's the second place man there, William Uncomer. And Uncomer is certainly looking for a chance now to possibly take the second win of the weekend. But Leon Loubser is having another look. There's the current standings. Uncomer, Loubser and Neil, the top 3 in Class A and top 3 overall. Then you've got Lyle Ramsey, Renier Smith and Nick Macris ahead of Andreas Meyer and Budge Yoni. We've got to go down to 16th place for Nicholas Fisher, Hilligan and Cochrane for Class C. They've just crossed the line. Sav Gauteng fighting for Honours in Class B though, but it's the latter part of Class B that we see Sam fighting. He's just up the road here from what looks like a bit of a four-way fight. Mansour Parker in the Jive BMW. At the back end of that one is, of course, Rob Gearing from BMW. Four-way fight there. Back markers are now going to come into play. Will this be the chance for Leon Lopesha to pounce? Come through on a slow back marker. Hasn't given Lopesha a chance though to get through. Oh, a small mistake coming out of the final corner. Einkommer ran wide. Had to come out of the throttle. And you don't do that with Leon Lopesha breathing down your neck. He will make you pay. And does so. So Lopesha hits the front. Takes the lead of the E92 Cup out front. Two more back markers about to be caught now. Shane Krobler's one of them. Pommersheim recovering after a DNF in the first heat there as well in the 992. Well, today, there is Hilligen. So is he leading Class C? Looks like he might have got ahead. Yes, he is. 2 to go. There's Cochrane in the background. Yeah, so he's pulled a big margin as Alan Hilligen. We'll have to watch out for that one too, Paulie. Could be a possibility of him breaking out here as well. So we're on to the final lap. This is where things could get interesting between Bob Neal and Leon Lopesha, because Neal has now joined the party. It's a three-way fight for the E92s. Oh, big touch! Down that straightaway between Renier Smith and the leader of Class B, Lyle Ramsey. They came together right across what would be the start line, and that could have ended up in massive amounts of debris and some broken BMWs that had all gone wrong at that point. Just couldn't make it up to Leon Lopesha though, who's going to come through for a double victory. So it's Lopesha for the win, taking it over Bob Neal, moving up one position higher than what he did in the first one. Much better running there from the Delmon Mining man. Very similar colours to that car. Here comes Class B. Has Lyle Ramsey been able to hang on? He has. I think there might have been a small puncture on Renier Smith's car, because he's nowhere to be seen at the moment. Rest of the pack comes streaming through there, waiting for Class C to come down. There is Smith, top of the hill. And is that his tyre that's completely delaminated off the side of the car? It looks like it has. Yes, it has. He's down on the rim. So Jaco comes across, finishes up his first heat in Class B's. Fighting at the back there with the 992. Of Anton Pommersheim, and there's Hilligen. Hilligen takes the win for Class C, winning out over Nick Fisher and Troy Cochrane. So that is Class A, B and C of the BMW M Performance Racing Series. Coming to a close. Lyle Ramsey with a bit of damage now on that car. Fortunately, he hung on, still got the win, but he's now stricken on the sideline, which means we're going to need a bit of recovery vehicles out there, I'm sure.
Okay, just finished second race, came second. I had a good dice with William Einkommer, and I managed to pass him, I think, on the second last lap, and Leon was just in front of me. But it was a good day, and I'm getting used to the car now, so hopefully we'll have more of these going forward.
Sure, what a great, not a great day, but a difficult day, but a good day. We learned a lot about the tyres today. Took that forward into race 2 and put all my thoughts into race 2. A brilliant start, went around the outside of competitor and just from there didn't look back. He was slowly catching, but luckily I managed to keep him off until the last lap. Thanks Dad, we made this.
All right, this morning we had a difficulty with the car yesterday, so it couldn't do any practice, and this morning qualifying went well. First race problem with the ABS, but then all came together for the second one, and Sav fixed my car overnight because it had the problem, and then problem with the ABS, which he also fixed. So with a car that's good, it was just a question of keeping it on the black stuff, and that's how it went.